Alrighty, so the head's all on and all the valve trains in. So originally we had these studs in the block and thought we could just slip the head over, but you actually can't, because the chain guide will actually hit. So what you have to do is put the head on, or put the gasket on, then put the head on, and then put the studs in, which is a bit of a pain in the bum. It would have been heaps easier if we could just slide it on, but unfortunately you can't. So if you're doing an SR rebuild and you're putting the studs in, you have to put the studs in after you put the head on. The gasket and the head will align because you got those two dowels. You got like one there and one there, one at the back. So you align the head on those dowels, and yeah, it'll drop straight on. Then you can just put the studs in, and make sure you lube up. When we put the studs in, we just use engine oil, and then because the studs don't get torqued really, so yeah, just lube them in with engine oil and just turn them in with the Allen key until they stop, basically. You don't want to put too much tension on the studs. They don't have to be torqued in. They just have to go down to their stop. So you don't want to torque them, because then they'll be a bitch to get out. Yeah, then we slap the head on, and the ARP studs a different torque sequence to your normal head bolts, like the factory ones. The factory ones, I think it's about you torque to about 20, and then you torque to 60 or something to stretch them a little bit. Then you back them off, and then you torque them to 50, and then you turn them 90 degrees or something like that, and it basically equates to about 86 foot-pound. With the ARP head studs, it says do it in 3 stages until 80. What I did was 20, 40, 60, 80, and when I was doing 20, I went over them about 3-4 times because it kept on varying until it got constant, and then I went to 40 and 60 and 80. And once you get to 60, it's just one click, and when you go through them again, it's just the one click. It doesn't vary much, whereas when you're doing 20 foot-pound, it'll vary quite a lot because the head's still bedding in. What you can do, if probably sort of another way of doing it, you can torque them to say 20 and then say 40 and then back them off and then do it to 40 again, just to make sure the head's bedded in. But I knew the head was bedded in because you can just feel it. If the torque wrench will just click and they won't move a little bit, then it's bedded in. If the torque wrench keeps on sort of going tight and then loose a little bit, then it's obviously not bedded in, so you need to do another cycle of the same torque and then go again. Sorry if I'm rambling on a little bit. Yeah, so the head's all in, and the intake's just been cleaned up, as you can see. And the exhaust has been lightly polished in more than what it was. And the valve train was a bit tricky to line up. The sprockets for the cams are bit tricky. Basically what you gotta do when it's at top dead center, which is the second mark from the left, first mark would be -5 degrees, and the top mark would be positive 0, so top dead center. The exhaust cam has to be at about 12 o'clock, and the intake has to be at 10. So with that in mind, there has to be between the two dots, so you can see on the cam there's a dot there. You can see that there, and then on the other cam sprocket there's another dot there. Between those two cam sprockets has to be 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What the tutorial that I was reading says is 10, but they start at the 1 dot and they finish before the next dot. It's a bit tricky. So if you're going from dot to dot, it's 11. And I hope I got that right, otherwise I'll soon know my timing's out, so if I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm pretty sure I'm right, because if you get it 10, it's way out. It's not 10, it's not 12 and 10, it's like 10 and 1. It's not right. So this should be correct, because as you can see, it's at top dead center. That cam lobe is facing that way, that cam lobe is facing that way. They should face opposite each other. They shouldn't be towards each other. That means you're not at top dead center. You need to turn another rotation. So I'm pretty sure I'm correct, but I could be wrong. So let me know if I am. and I'll obviously fix it. I'm not going to put the rocker cover on just yet because I need to clean it out with air, because when I was sanding it back to spray I still got a bit of aluminium shavings in there, and I've just cleaned all this. I don't want to put any metal in there, that wouldn't be very nice, especially on a fresh engine. So everything has been cleaned and lubed up. I cleaned up the head really well before all the cam's in, put a nice layer of oil where the cam sits, then oil over the cam, oil over the cam lobes, oil all over the springs. You can see the oil was sat in there, and yeah, pretty much just cover everything in oil. And when you're doing the cam, start in the middle, work your way out. Don't start at one end and work your way across, or this and then that. You've got to start in the middle, these two, these two, these two, and then those. So you work your way out for the middle, and that'll do it nice and evenly. I didn't use a torque wrench for these because they're about 6 foot-pounds, so basically they're very low torque. They're very easy to snap, so be very careful with those. Obviously, if you're rebuilding an engine, you should really know what 6 foot-pounds are like. If you don't, then you really shouldn't be rebuilding an engine. Yeah, so basically all there is now is I've got to make up a gasket, or get a gasket for this here, which is your inlet coolant for the head. So I've got to make up the gasket for that because I wasn't supplied one with the gasket kit, and if it is, then it's missing. And yeah, clean that up. Well, it's already been cleaned up. Put that on, and then I've got to tighten up a hose clamp over here because this hose clamp hit the head when I put it on. That clamp there, so I had to turn it. Should be around the other way, but you get that. What else? Yeah, then I can put the intake manifold on, and that'll all be done. The exhaust manifold, I still have to rebuild all the turbo, like all the copper washers and everything like that has to be all reassembled. I got a new oil drain, gasket and everything, so I'll rebuild all that, clean it up, make sure it's all sweet. And then the rocker cover will go on when it's cleaned up, and all the lines that go along with the turbo, all the coolant lines and stuff, like this one here connects to the turbo, and these two go to the heater hoses for the cab, and this one's the drain for the oil for the catch can, which will go up to the rocker cover, and the drain for the turbos down here. I need to get a new hose for that as well. And that's about it. And then it's all pretty much ready to go back in the car. I'll also need to put the rear main seal in, which when I put it on the engine on the engine hoist, I'll put the rear main in, and I also got a plug here to put in. And yeah, that's basically it really. Then I just put the flywheel on, torque up those bolts, put the clutch on, align that, put the box on, slap it in. All sweet. So yeah, it's pretty close to completion now. So on the weekend, on Saturday hopefully, I'll put the engine in, and yeah, this should all be back together pretty much tomorrow night. I could finish it tonight, but I'm going to give it a miss and just work slowly. I also got the, I'm not sure if I said it, but I got a power bond harmonic balancer. It's 25% underdriven, so the power steering pump will turn slower, because when you're drifting and you're sitting on limiter, the power steering fluid boils and it goes everywhere. So a lot of guys usually, if they're using the stock harmonic balancer, they'll just put a sock or like something around their power steering reservoir so it doesn't go everywhere. But yeah, this one undrives it, so that should be pretty sweet. Hopefully that fixes it. Also, this is a 4-groove belt, and the pulley on the actual new harmonic balancer is 3, so I have to get a new one. But since it's smaller, I have to get a new belt anyway. So I would have had to get a new belt, but now I have to convert to a 3. I could change the pulley to a 3 here, but it's running a 4 belt and a 3 pulley. It's all sweet. So, 3 belt and a 4 pulley. And yeah, that's about it, guys. So if you've got any questions or anything like that, just comment below, or any tips. If I've done anything wrong, please let me know. That'd be awesome. And thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Cheers.